Good afternoon, students. This is a new chapter, our environment. Very interesting and very easy chapter also. So this is part 1 and let's begin. So in this lesson, these are all the topics included. Introduction and components of environment, waste, ecosystem, food chain, food web, 10% law, biological magnificence, ozone depletion, preventive measures. So this is introduction. What is environment? Environment is sum total of everything around an organism, including both living and non-living components. So the environment means what? The surroundings. Okay, the surroundings including both living and non-living components, and these living and non-living factors influence the environment. So we are going to learn in this lesson about how these living things and non-living factors influence the environment. So if you take living things, means living beings, okay, in this there are 3 kinds: producers, consumers and decomposers. What are producers? Means the organisms which produce their own food. Example, plants, blue-green algae. So you all know that plants can make their own food by the process photosynthesis. That is the reason, so plants are called producers. And you can also you also know that producers means plants. Okay, so plants are also called autotrophs. Auto means what? Self. Trophs means nutrition. Okay, self nutrition means they can prepare their own food. That is the reason this is the actually a scientific word, you can say autotrophs. Okay, so producers are also called what? Autotrophs. And this is about consumers, organisms which depend on other organisms, okay, for the food. So consumers are also called heterotrophs. Hetero means other, trophs means nutrition. Okay, so consumers are also called what? Heterotrophs. Means what? The organism which depend on other organisms for the food. Very good. So example, elephant and lion. So all the like animals, you can give the examples for consumers. Next, so in the consumers there are 3 types: herbivores, carnivores and omnivores. What are herbivores? Herbivores means animals, they can eat only plants. Animals, they eat only plants. So those are such animals are called herbivores. And what are carnivores? I think many of you know about this like herbivores, carnivores, omnivores in the previous classes. Okay, you might have known, you are much familiar with these words and knowledge also even. Okay, so carnivores means the animals can eat only other animals. The animals, instead of that you can say organisms which can only eat other animals are called carnivores. And what are omnivores? Omnivores means They eat both plants and animals. So such as humans, crow. So these are all the examples for omnivores. Okay. Now in this you can see one chain. Okay, one chain here, like plants, grasshopper, frog, snake, hawk. Okay, so here what you can understand, plants can produce their own food. That's very good. Okay, so here grasshopper can eat plants, right? Grasshopper can eat plants, and frog eat grasshopper, and snake eat frog, and hawk can eat snake. Okay, fine. Now you can observe only in this picture, this is only producer, and these are all consumers. These are all what? Consumer. It may be herbivore or carnivore or omnivore also. Okay, because this is herbivore, right? And these three are carnivores, but these four are consumers. Yes. Okay, I hope you got it. Next, we'll move forward. Yeah. See here, and for the plants we have already given the name producer. Very good. And one more thing, as you can see, there are more consumers, right? So there are more consumer. This is also consumer, this is also consumer, and this is also consumer. So that is the reason we are naming it as, this is first one, right? This is first one, and this is second one, this is third one, and this is fourth one. Okay, that is the reason this is primary consumer. Okay, grasshopper is a primary consumer, and frog secondary, and this is snake is tertiary. Okay, and the hawk, that is final one, that is top consumer. Okay, so these are all called given name as like primary, secondary, tertiary, and top consumers. Okay, very good. Next, here this is one more example for the food chain. Okay, so here there are no, like in the last slide, how many consumers are there? Primary, secondary, tertiary, and top. There are 4 consumers, but if you can observe in this slide, there are only, how many consumers are there? Only 2 consumers are there. What are those? Deer and lion. Consumer means what? Organisms which depending upon other animals for the food. So these 2 are consumers, right? This is primary consumer and this is top consumer. Why we are calling it as a top consumer? Because there is no organism which can eat lion. Okay, so on the top of this there is no consumer. So that is the reason this is the topmost. Okay, fine. Okay, let's move forward. See here. Now we have learnt about producers and consumers. Now decomposers. What are decomposers? Decomposers means organisms who feed on dead plants and animals. Organisms who feed on dead plants and animals. So, and decomposers are also called saprophytes. Decomposers are also called saprophytes. And examples you can see, bacteria, fungus, worms. So these are all what? Microorganisms, right? Because we can see them with the microscope only. We can't see with the naked eye. Fine. What are the examples? You can see here rotten fruits and dead bodies of animal. Okay, is there. So now decomposers means microorganisms. We can neglect it, like very small organisms, what they can do for the environment. We can think in that way, but we will see what are the advantages, okay, of the decomposers? See, they clean up environment by decomposing dead organisms. They clean up environment by decomposing dead organisms. How it can clean up? What happens, they see, this is a dead body of one animal, okay. In this, actually, these decomposers, they decompose or they break down the complex substances which are in their bodies, okay. They decompose. Means what? They break down the complex substances into simpler substance, that is nutrients, okay. So those simple substances are called what? Nutrients. So which are useful to the decomposers, because those complex substances they can't take as food inside. That is the reason they convert the complex substances into nutrients. So those nutrients are taken by decomposers as food. Fine. Now they have taken somehow they will take the nutrients as food, decomposers, and the rest nutrients will remain and they, see here, you can see, 1 minute, yeah. So these are all the, you can see, nutrients, right? These are all nutrients, broken down the nutrients, and these are all nutrients will get mixed into soil, okay. They get mixed into soil. So then what happens? Obviously the soil gets fertile. The soil gets more fertile. So that is the reason. See, these two points are very important. So they clean up environment by decomposing dead organisms, and they break complex compounds into they break complex compounds in dead organisms into nutrients, okay. You can also say nutritions. In the nutritions, what are their nutrients, right? These nutritions mix with soil, making soil more fertile. So this these are all the advantages of decomposers. So they influence, like you can say, they are doing good job to the environment. Next, yeah, this is what we have already gone through. These are all the food chains, okay. So plant means producer, and these are all the consumers. These four are and the this is called what? Food chain, and this is another food chain. These are also examples for the food chain, and you can observe here in the producer in the producer, algae is also there, okay. We have already learned that plant and blue green algae, these two are producers, okay. And in this these two are consumers, and here these three are consumers. Good. This is primary consumer, this is secondary, and this is, in this food chain, this is top consumer, okay. Fine. And this is food web, okay. Food web is nothing but it is a system which is interlinked, okay, which is interlinked and interbased of the food chains. Like so many food chains are there. See, you can see not only one food chain. You can observe here one frog is there, okay. Actually, still now what we have learned. So frog is eaten by some other, like you can say snake here, okay. Frog is eaten by snake, but frog is eaten by some other eagle. Frog is eaten by some other bird. So there are so many opportunities are there, so many ways are there to eat other animal, okay. So that is the reason these are all like interlinked food chains. So this system is called what? Food web, Very good. Next. Trophic levels. What are trophic levels? So in this, it's very easy. So producer is called first trophic level, okay. Herbivores is called second trophic level, and carnivores third, and top carnivores are called fourth trophic level. So trophic level means in the pyramid we will give some places to that particular producers and consumers. So that's all. In any pyramid, in any food pyramid, producers will come under what? First trophic level, and you can say herbivore. Obviously herbivore will come under second trophic level, because herbivore always eat plants, means producers, right? So these two are come under like first and second, and carnivores third one, okay, third trophic levels. So these are all called trophic levels. That's all. Levels, level by level, it has been divided. Okay, fine. Next. Yeah, this is also, only 3 trophic levels are there in this food chain. How many trophic levels are there? Only 3 are there. What are those? First trophic level is producer, and second trophic level is herbivore, and third one is directly it went to like top carnivores, okay. So this is a small food chain. Okay, fine. So still now we have learnt a beautiful chapter that is about environment. So the surroundings of ours, okay. So you should know what is going in this surroundings, okay, that is our environment. So thank you, and have a great day.